Okay, so the next thing I want to now walk you through is that this menu here that we are gonna use them a lot. So if you can see here, so we have some of this very modern looking menu, so that have the ribbon here. So you have the home, that's very up there, and it gives us some of the uh, commands that helps us drawing. For example, here the very first one is just the line command, and if I click on the line command, you will see on here on the command line is going to tell me, okay, specify the first point. It just gives you some idea what you're doing. So anywhere I click is going to be my first point, and then here is going to tell me specify the next point. So I move my cursor to my next point and I click, and then again it says specify the next point. If this is what I want, only I want the first point, but if I want to finish the what I'm doing, if I finish the command, just press enter and that's it. So this is not going to be the next one. Or you can press escape. So for example, go there, the first point, the second point, and then escape. So it exit. Either you press the escape or you press the enter, it's going to exit the command you're working with, that unless it specifies something else here on the command line here. So there are different commands here. You can see them. So each of them draws something for you. For example, this one create a circle, and some of them they comes with the arrow beneath them. If you click on that, it gives you other option. For example, to the other way of drawing a circle. Also, if here on the draw there's the arrow, you click on that, it gives you the other drawing commands that you may use. So the ones that are up here are the one that you mostly want to use, and the other one that you use not that frequently is going to sit down here. There are other parts also. Is, for example, this is going to be the this section is going to be the modify. Is that in the draw section you draw whatever you want, and then if you want to make any changes in your drawing, you will come here and use the modify section. The annotation section that which sits next to that is usually when you want to add text or the dimension. Usually we use it for these two. If you want to add some text anywhere, or you want to, for example, add dimension to our drawing, these are the annotation that we are going to use for that purpose. So if you go up there again, draw another, so you can, for example, click on these menus here and see, for example, if I, as I said, the home one, it has the most basic and the one that you commonly use. For example, we have the annotation here that for a very basic annotation, but if we need to do more in detail annotation, there's a tab here that we can click on that annotation, and it gives us lots of options that we can go and start using them for that annotation purpose. The parametric ones that we're probably not going to use them, but it gives us some options if we want, for example, to fix any drawing or any behavior. For example, if we want to draw a line horizontally and we want to make sure is no matter how we are going to change it, that line stays horizontal, so we can go there and add the constraint to that line, so to stay, for example, in a way that we want it to be. It has other menus there that we most likely we are not going to go over them throughout this course, but these are the main ones, at least for the very basics. We may use them and we need them. In the menus bar, another things in the menus is that layer section that we will see it here. The layer section is going to be very important, and it's like that. If I want to put it in a simple way, The layer section is like, um, assume you have some transparent sheets and you draw each part of your final object in one of those sheets, and then you stack all those transparent sheets on top of each other, and then when you look at all the stacks sheets, this is your final drawing. Why we want to do that? If any one of you are drawing with are familiar with other, for example, drawing software like the Photoshop, you know how handy they could be. For example, assume I want to draw a building, the plan of the building, and then I want to put all the, I have the walls, I have the windows, I have the doors, I have, for example, the details of the kitchen or any other part of that. Instead of putting all those things in one sheet, I can put each of them on one layer. So for example, I can draw all the walls in one layer. I draw all the doors in one layer. I can draw all the windows in one layer. Uh, how it helps me? It helps me to change that properties of that layer altogether. For example, if I want to change the color of my walls without changing any other colors, I can go to the layer that contain the walls and say, okay, only change the color in this layer and leave the rest of the layer as it is. Or if I want to make sure that my doors is gonna stay the way it is, and it's not gonna be changed, what I can do is that I go and freeze that layer that contains my door drawing and say, okay, freeze that layer, don't let me to make any changes in that layer. We will talk about that later, but here, for example, if you click on that, it's opened a layer, this window that lets you to, for example, add the layer, delete the layer, or change the properties of the layer. One thing about that is that when you're working with that, it usually starts with the layer 0. Just don't do anything with that layer 0. Just if you want to change any properties, just add your layer, add additional layer, and make any changes you want to do in those layers that you added. That 0 layer, which is the base layer, just leave it as it is. Don't touch it, don't add anything to that, just leave it as it is. Don't make any changes into that layer. So here you can add as many layers as you want, and here you can change the properties of those layers depending on what you are doing. There are also other parts of the menus here. For example, if you need to measure any, for example, distance or angle or anything, you can come here in the utilities and then click on that to do the measurements on that. So these are basically the top menus we have, and how these top menus is gonna how we are gonna use these top menus here.